What up, gamers? It's just a little screen scraper action here. Screen saver. Looks pretty cool. Wanted to show it off. I'll be showing you guys how we're gonna get that done here. A little bit. Appreciate you guys stopping in on the video. Let's get into this. So we got the R36S. I got it in purple. It's the newest thing everybody's talking about. Just wanted to check it out. I'll share it with you guys. Nice box here. It's the second variant of the box I've seen so far. But here we go. We got three colors: black, purple, and white. Got a key diagram here on the side for those of you interested. Let's get it to focus. Here we go. Okay. What we got here? Okay, we got some specs for those of you interested in the specs. We got the RK3326 drive in this bad boy. 1 gigabyte of DDR3. 3.5 inch IPS. It says Wi-Fi here, but we're gonna get into that, guys and girls. Gamers. Here it is. Let's see how these buttons feel. I've been wondering. We're gonna find out together. Well, I already found out. Sorry. I had to load it up and mess with it a little bit. I only messed with it maybe 20-30 minutes prior. This is just our first look here. We'll be getting back into it here in the future. Getting on with these button clicks. Got your TF2 slot, power button, reset, power in, headphone jack, OTG slot, comes in handy. TF1 SD, volume down, volume up. Okay. Some really clicky rear buttons. Very audible. Just got my RG35XX here. Miu Mini Plus. I'm an in-bed gamer, so I don't want it to be really loud when I'm laying next to my wife and she has to go to work in the morning, you know? They feel good though. I mean, they're not the best. D-pad doesn't feel the best, but it's not horrible. It's definitely usable. Let's boot it up. ArcOS. I did update the ArcOS. So this is the stock firmware, just updated, which you can do, and I'll show you guys how. And here we'll go through just some of the library of machines, emulation machines we have here. Have all the arcades. Nintendo. Super Nintendo. Famicom and Super Famicom are Nintendo and Super Nintendo, but I know most of you guys know that already. Dreamcast, Game Gear. We're gonna see how some of those run. Not gonna play too many games here today. We're just sharing what all this machine has to offer. But I will be getting back into that here shortly. I may drop a video of gameplay tomorrow. See what's in here. Got advanced. Change password. Wi-Fi. Advanced tools. get you guys up in here. Alright, tools, 20S files, change LED, change password, enable remote services, disable. Okay, remove files. No, I don't want to do that. USB drive mount. Okay, oh, Wi-Fi. Alright, let's see this. Wi-Fi. It's not bringing anything up here, guys. Let's try this. Again, gamers, nothing. I feel like they're just meant it supports Wi-Fi. I don't think that you guys should be buying this machine for Wi-Fi. It does not have onboard Wi-Fi. Not from any of my testing or anybody else who's messed with it or on the Reddit. I haven't seen anybody confirm built-in Wi-Fi. What else we got? I appreciate y'all working with me here, trying to work out a new workspace and figure all this stuff out to get out a little bit better quality videos. Got the settings here. I mean, the machine does have quite a bit of settings. It gives you quite a bit of openness compared to some of the others, like garlic and onion. I mean, it is a bit more powerful CPU in here too. Just going through these settings, sharing it with you guys, so you guys and girls can get an opportunity to see what's on here before you purchase it. You know, it's not a big purchase. I mean, I think this thing is stellar for the amount. I mean, I got my unit for $36, free shipping. So, I mean, you really can't beat it for the cost. Okay, got our sound settings in here. I mean, I like that you have quite a bit of access to options here. I found that weird though. The verbal battery voice. You could choose whether you want it to be a male or female. I have it off. I don't want to. I don't want a little voice telling me if my battery's dying. I'm cool with just a flashing LED indicator or something. All right, we got screen scraper right here, right into it. I'm already logged in, as you guys can see. I was able to pull some, but I filled up the memory cards pretty quick. I didn't even swap the memory cards on this unit. I just used it just as it came so that I could share that with you guys. The only thing I did was update the operating system, and that was, I didn't even take out the SD card to do it. I like that you could change the VRAM limit here. You can bring it all the way up to 1,000 megabytes. Came at 150. I put it at 200. Okay. Well, let's get up in here and see. Let's run a little game. Give it a little test game. I want to try out these buttons. Here we are with a little bit more of the I'm not in the game yet. This is just the screen scraper. This is the art, the game art. I wanted to check the audio, see what the settings were on. I guess I could have just hit the volume rocker. I want to see how this feels for doing some combos. Let's see if it could work or not. Pretty sure it can. I mean, I've I feel them already here, and I've played with worse. Ryu, my boy. That's my favorite, man. It's always been. I think everybody likes Ryu or Ken. I'm not one of those Ryu guys though that's like if you're playing Ryu, I have to play him too. Like I don't care that bad. It's not that serious. I'll switch to Akuma or Ken or heck even Chun Li or doesn't matter. I'm leaning toward using the joystick for fighting games. I have more control. It's just the D-pad is very stiff. It's very stiff. It feels just hard to get those movements in where you're sliding your finger across. It's not doesn't feel the greatest. It's a little stiff. I mean, it could be done, but the size of the D-pad and the joysticks in the way there with your thumbs, it's gonna be a little difficult for bigger hands for sure. And I don't have big hands. I wear a medium-sized glove just for those who are curious. Let's check something else out here. Try one of these DS games. And all these games here came on it. I got the one that came with a 64 gigabyte card. It came with a 64 gigabyte in the TF2 and a 16 in the TF1. I'm trying out changing the screens here. You can change the screens with L2 and R2. Because you guys know 2DS and 3DS games had two screens. Ooh. I should have gave you guys a warning. I guess that was your audio test. It's much louder than I anticipated, so I do apologize for that. It does get loud. First hand, like right here in your face, it's very loud. It's right there, front and center. Middle of the device, your fingers aren't blocking it. Audio is great. Screen looks good. Something weird is happening here. Okay, I don't know. I feel like something's going on with the D-pad here. I'm gonna check it out. I mean, I was just using it in Street Fighter, so I don't think it's the actual D-pad itself. I think something in the, I would assume it's running Drastic Emulator to use for the DS, and something in the emulation is not hooked up correctly with the controls profiling. I'd have to go back and check that out here later. It's not, it's taking like a step and stopping, but when I use the analog stick, it'll keep going. Up and down seems to keep going. So it's just the left and right. It stops like every step you take. Only on the D-pad. I don't know. Maybe my D-pad's acting up? I'm gonna have to test this in another game and see. That's weird, man. It's working here. It's working in the menu. it's only going over by one click every time, so I don't know. I don't think it's the D-pad though, you guys. I think it's the control. The controller profiles in that emulator are not set up correctly, probably. Remember, I am using stock SD cards, so I haven't modified any of that stuff yet. Just run anything here to see if I get some testing with the D-pad. Okay, that PSP game don't want to work. Dragon Ball. It's not launching. And this is why most recommend using your own ROMs. A lot of these ROMs, they don't test them when they put them on these SD cards. They just throw them on here, and if they work, they work. I mean, for the most part, to be fair, most of them work, but those weren't working. I'm going to go back and check that out later, and I'll give you guys an update on the PSP emulation. I don't think that should be an issue on here. I think probably harder to run games like God of War or stuff is going to give it a little run for its money, but I think for the most part, I think you'll be able to play some regular games on PSP. It should at least launch them for sure. Let's see there. I just want to test out this D-pad, just make sure everything is good. Not enough letters. Okay, let's spell it regular. Let's go. The buttons are hard, but I kind of like that audible click feeling of it. I don't know. I guess I could have used a fast forward. The screen looks good, gamers. I mean, the screen looks really good. It's probably the best part of the device. Alright, let's see. No, gamers. D-pad's good. It's something with the control profiles. Yeah, for sure. Alright, cool. I didn't want to go through no return, and I don't have these devices sent to me. I pay for them, so. Cool. Happy to know that. So now I want to show you guys how I scraped without a dongle. I used an Android phone, and I'm gonna connect that now. Here, I'm gonna demonstrate that for you guys. So I'm gonna get my Note 20 Ultra. It's just an older Android device I had here. I'm gonna get a USB-C to USB-C. Gonna turn on USB tethering. I'm gonna cut away and I'm gonna use another device because this is not the device I used, and I'll be right back. So I got my Z Fold 5 here, which is what I used originally. I don't know what's the difference. Maybe it's the Android operating system is more just newer. But as you can see here, it's not even Wi-Fi. It's just using the USB tether wired. I'm not gonna go into the data setting because I don't want to show my IP address, but I'll go into the scraper and have it scrape. Takes a second when you hit the button. I guess it's connecting. And then there you go. It's scraping. Just let it scrape one or two. It takes a while, so I mean you could do this in the background, but just know it takes a while. And also I noticed that it drains battery from your cellular device. So your phone is trying to charge from the R36. So you're going to want to be plugged in, and you're not going to get much charge. Your battery is going to go up and down a percent while it's charging because it's also giving some power to the phone, but it will scrape like this. Thank you guys, and I'll be posting more videos here shortly. Peace.